we continue with the interview journey with all the CFRE shows. My name is Maurice, for those who don't know me. And this is CFRE, and we're getting to know our shows. And this is Proetiq Radio. So, introduce yourself, let people know who you are real quick.
Yes, sir. Proetiq Radio. My name is Reni. I go by Reni Renz or Ariana, coming at you live for those who don't know.
All right.
Yes, sir. Proetiq Radio's a show that just promotes and plays music from a bunch of local artists, and we do interviews with up and coming businesses and that nature as well too.
Also run businesses as well. So I want to ask you, when did you start the show?
So technically the show started, maybe like a year or two before COVID.
Okay.
I was living out west, and I ran into a vendor at one of these like Italian Day things, and they were doing a radio station thing. I was just like, "What are you guys doing here?" They're like, they liked my energy or the way I talked to them, and they're like, "Just sign right here. You can do a show." So I went ahead and I just had like this idea about playing music. Initially, it was called the Note Radio because my friend gave me the idea.
The Note Radio.
The Note. So it could be like, so it had to relate it to music. And every time I go back to music, I'd be like, and on that note, back to some music.
So it's called Note Radio.
The Note, yeah.
When I heard Note, I thought you were talking about music Note.
But that's what it is, though. Note, like it's like a double entendre. The Note. So yeah. That lasted for about 10 episodes. And I just changed the name to Proetiq because when I was in college, like I wrote this weird little like magazine called Proper Etiquette, Proetiq. It was kind of like a clash of the two together. And it was just kind of like an idea behind the brand, or just like things that I think like kind of life should be based on, because you need to maneuver yourself in like a proper format to be successful to anything. So yeah, so technically about like, let's just say 2019.
So just before COVID.
Just before COVID, 2018, 2019-ish.
So
started, yeah.
I want to piggy off of that and talk about, I guess that's how you kind of learned how to do your own show. Like those are the techniques you kind of learned. How did you really learn it during that whole time period?
Man, by yourself in the library on Reaper. There's an audio program. I just emailed a bunch of my friends, told them to send me an MP3 version of their music, and I would open up Reaper. And Mississauga Library has this now too, but back in Vancouver, they got, if you have a library card, they have studio rooms you can use. You just have to self-teach yourself. You just open up the computer, hit record on the mic, open up Reaper or all that stuff. And then, I would just record an hour-long segment of me talking to the microphone like this, introducing the show, introducing the song, and just like putting an hour long together. And then I would email the radio station. That was my pilot. And they liked it. And then I started going in and doing the show by himself. So self-taught for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think the game, when it comes down to the whole radio thing, it's a matter of just self-knowledge, trial and error.
Oh yeah.
And really kind of learning how to maneuver around with certain things. Now, I want you to take for a second and sit back. What was the best moment you've ever had on Proetiq Radio?
Oh, that's crazy.
And it's okay if you want to add in a 1, 2, but give me the best moment you can think of.
Oh man, that's insane. Shoot. I feel like the best moments are still yet to come, to be completely honest with you.
But you gotta pick one though.
I gotta pick one.
You gotta pick one moment right now.
Okay, you know what? I could say this is one of the most memorable moments. It's kind of what launched myself from having 3 artists on the show to having like 20. It was all in one night, and it was the cool thing about it too. It was not just me DMing artists. It was I was at a show. There was like some kind of like, it was kind of like an open mic thing where like artists would sign up. So like a bunch of artists would sign up. This was in Vancouver too, on Granville Street. There was a club kind of thing. 12 artists signed up for every single and I just had my personal Instagram as well too, and it just had Proetiq Radio in the bio. I didn't even have a Proetiq Instagram yet. So every single time an artist went on stage and came down, I walked over and I was like, "Hey, my name's Reni. I do a show over here. It's called Proetiq Radio. I do it for the radio." We exchanged contacts and stuff.
Right.
And by the end of that night, there was 12, 14 different artists whose media stuff I exchanged. And right when that happened too, one of my other good friends, DJ Janice, she does a show called URP Radio. She saw that I don't know, I guess my stuff showed up on her feed, and she said, hey, I see it says that you're with the same radio station as I am, and a lot of people are mutually following you. Let's link up. So I think that was kind of one of the best moments, because that night kind of like introduced me. It kind of like put my flag in there. It's like, okay, like, you know, you're here now. Like, you know, like
Proetiq Radio is here.
You established, like
you're here to stay in that sense.
Yeah. So that's the most memorable. It was a very early start, but that was the most memorable. And the reason I said I feel like a lot is yet to come is because just like you said with the trial and error, like, man, there's a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of shows I did where the audio wasn't recording the whole entire time. Like, there was a lot of trial and error. So
yeah, you gotta learn to know how to repeat.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I just want to ask one major question. What is something that CFRE can do better to make the experience better for you here?
To be honest, I personally think that's a bit of a hard question because CFRE does do quite a lot already. In a sense of like, you know, you got all your equipment here, you got a soundboard, you got your Pioneer DJ set, you got Twitch, you got a bunch of microphones. If you are willing to provide yourself the time and energy and motivation to just ask questions and teach yourself, like, it already honestly, I think, gives enough. Like, the struggle with things that I do is just like all the content that I have is being able to put it together and stuff like that. So that's my honest truth. I've seen CFRE kind of develop, like, because I used to have friends. I have friends that did a show here maybe like just over a decade ago. Before this place used to look like
maybe had on the green walls.
It looked like a garage band. Like, you know, like somebody's in their parents' garage just like making music. Like, that's how it was. And then I guess like when Maurice, I guess you guys swapped the whole thing over to
it looks
different.
There was all bunch of pictures on this wall back in the day. It wasn't like this before. So
not at all.
Between the two set of managers, myself, like, I repainted the room and I created a distinct structure in this room, right?
It's more clean. It's like the other spot was sick too, the way it looked, but this is just like, you know where everything is, and it's just kind of more of a studio setup, I would say, kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah, honestly, like, I don't know, like whenever like I reach out to people on CFRE, like either yourself, Maurice, or Priya, or like other people on the team and stuff, like, I always get people that kind of are really quick to respond and able to answer my questions and all that stuff. So it is kind of a difficult question for me to answer. Like, what can CFRE do better for you? Because I always feel like, okay, I got everything that I need.
Yeah, we'll give you the tools for success.
Yeah. So honestly, if you guys want a good show and somewhere with a lot of customer support, if you will, CFRE is really good at that because I can honestly say, and it's always developing with the times too. So
I'm glad we try to move up with the times and add more little small features and things like that. So as the room develops, that means we're developing. So with that, tell everybody where they can listen to you, where to plug yourself in real quick.
Absolutely. So Proetiq Radio, you could go ahead and find us on CFRE. Absolutely. So if you go on Twitch, CFRE Radio, that is the name of the channel, 1:30 p.m. That's where we are. You could check us out on our YouTube channel as well, too. It's called Proetiq Radio. That's where we post full-length interviews, all the, you know, produced content and stuff. And the origins of it all is Instagram. So Instagram, you can search us out on Proetiq Radio. Same with TikTok. Send us a DM if you want your music on it, or if you're a local business or something wants a promotion, just proetiqradio@gmail.com. But the main thing is Twitch, 1:30 p.m. CFRE Radio, and YouTube as well too, for Proetiq Radio.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming by, and I appreciate chatting up with us. So this is an episode with CFRE with the shows, and then this is Reni, Proetiq, and Maurice. And see you next time. All right.